Okay. Continue. Turnabout Serenade, Day 3, Trial Former. From chapter start. Oh, I need to turn off eye tracking because it makes no sense right now. What? Go away, eye tracker. Okay. July 10th, 9:49 a.m. Defendant lobby number 2. Court time. Wait, what's going on? Oh, there we go. I didn't have the window selected. Hold on, I need a drink of water. The Xbox might suck, but this controller is one of the best controllers I've ever held. It is so good. It's like, it has like a nice weight to it as well, and it feels really nice to hold. It has these paddles at the back. So you can play through it again or play the VOD just for the section that cut out. Oh yeah, that's true. I could do that. I blame Crumb because I want to play that game. You should absolutely play that game and try to get all the endings that I missed. Because there's 26 of them and I only have 5. We're about to get to the end of the game. Okay. Well, this is it. Today's the day it all goes down. And then there was yesterday. Recap. This meeting is over. Sorry. Just give us 5 more minutes. We can call them back after that. Sorry. No go. Come on, piano boy. We're leaving. Darian, wait! I never liked you. Either of you. What a fucking dick. I forgot how much of a dick this guy is. Huh? Darn it, we were so close. He was about to tell us. Hey, Apollo. You didn't want us to hear what Machi had to say. And I think I know why. Time to bring down a little justice. Bang! Ah! What was that? He is heard but unseen. Who's that talking? Valant Grammary. Using the door like an average muggle, no less. Oh no! God damn it! You aren't the witness today, are you, Uncle Valant? A preposterous proposition. How could I stand to stand upon the stand? Why, my secrets would be free for the plucking. I might even have to sign autographs. That is why I intend to remain hidden for the entire day. Ooh, with vanishing magic? Indeed, I will jump upon an express train and express myself to the next town over. But before I go, a word of warning. Warning? What? A grand grammary glamour resides at the root of all that has happened. Do not forget this truth. A glamour? Like a disguise? Oh. A spell, a sorcery, a great illusion. Miss Trucy, though it pains me to part so. I need to get in line for a ticket. Farewell. I feel like I have an eyelash in my eye. It's not fun. Ugh. Okay. And there he goes. He sure seemed happy about that illusion thing. Oh, big illusions are the bread and butter of a magician. You can't pull off a show without one. The big illusion is always a spectacle to remember. Usually it involves cutting up things like people or the Eiffel Tower, really anything. Anything, really. So he was talking about what we saw at the concert. Lemirwa's disappearing act. And Prosecutor Gavin's exploding guitar. I wonder what he meant by it being the root of all that had happened. Well, it's about time. Shall we go? Is that guy on drugs? He's just a magician, that's all. Excuse me, sir. Yes? The scheduled starting time for the trial has been changed. The trial will not be commencing until 10:30 a.m. Sorry for the inconvenience. Huh? Did something happen? This is a first. It was by the judge's request. Some urgent personal business. Great. I bet he stayed up too late last night watching courtroom dramas. Apparently, he's visiting the hospital again. The hospital? I believe it was mentioned that the Chief Justice's son is unwell. Apparently, his condition worsened considerably this morning. The Chief Justice's son? Oh, that's right. Remember yesterday morning? The judge said he had to go visit him after the trial. There's an article about it in the newspaper. If you care to read about it yourself. Newspaper article added to the court record. Incuritis. Where have I heard that before? I'll let you read that article for us, Apollo. Just leave the TV Guide page to me. Try not to lose the page with the funnies if you can. 10:30 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. Finally. My apologies for the delay. Court is now in session for the trial of, how do you say this name again? Machi Tobai, our suspect fortissimo. Right. It's his trial in any case. The defense is prepared, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready to rock. Is something wrong, Your Honor? No. Well, yes. It's just, I've been friends with the Chief Justice since we were students. It pains me to see him going through such a difficult time. Incuritis, was it? That the article said there is no known cure? Herr Judge, let me say, with all honesty, I feel your pain. But now is not the time for tears. Now is the time for law. I was so fucking lame. God damn it. I fucking hate Clavier so much. He might be the worst fucking prosecutor. Actually, no, I can think of one worse prosecutor in this series. Maybe two. Anyway. Indeed. We left off at quite the juncture yesterday. I asked Interpol about that number. IPXX 314206. The agent registered under this number was Roman Latouche. Thanks for looking into that, Detective Crescent. It's a great help. Oh, no problem at all, Your Honor. You're telling me the old judge has a kid? No, the Chief Justice, above him, his boss. Actually, no, wait. Yeah, wait, the judge does have a kid because he has grandchildren. He talks about his grandchildren pretty frequently. I'll be heading out. Wait! That voice just now. It was him. I'm sure of it. It was him? That voice I heard, talking to Mr. Latouche, when I heard the gunshots fired. It was him. It was Mr. Darien. No way. Quite a sensational ending. Who would have thought Darien would guest star in the season cliffhanger as a suspect? I asked the prosecution to look into this matter. Please tell the court your findings. Darien Crescent is a member of my band, the Gaviniers. He is also a detective, making the current charges serious indeed. Yet, after investigation, I have found no cause to alter our case or file new charges. And your reason is? Weren't you aware, Hair Forehead? He has an impeccable alibi. An alibi? Let us review the facts again, shall we? The concert held on the night of the shooting was in 3 sets. The Gaviniers ripped up the stage during the first set. For the second set, our guests took center stage. The only performers appearing were myself, Lamirois, and Machi. along with a drummer and a bassist. Bassist? For, oh my god. The shooting in the dressing room, however, took place during the third set. Lemirwa and the defendant, Machi Tobai, had left the stage at that point. And the Gaviniers were already rocking. This is when 2 shots rang out at the scene of the crime. Shots heard by Detective Emma Skye, mind you. And Apollo. You heard them too, right? I sure did. Furthermore, Lemirwa herself witnessed the moment of the crime. Well, perhaps I should say she heard the moment of the crime. When she claims to have heard Mr. Latouche and Detective Crescent talking. But that's impossible. Detective Crescent was... Precisely. Detective Crescent was on stage, getting his groove on, no less. Voila. A perfect alibi. Actually, no, he doesn't have a fucking perfect alibi. I don't know how many of you remember this very important piece of evidence over here. With his track audio going blank for like a few seconds. But that's the thing that happened. He does not... I cannot wait to fucking throw that evidence in his face. Does the defense have anything to add to this? It's true. When I heard those gunshots, he must have been on stage. Still, there's something here that doesn't quite add up. It appears the defense has no objections. I believe we can safely say that Darian Crescent's alibi has been acknowledged. Which means the Lemirwa was sadly mistaken. Her testimony cannot be true. Very well. Of course, if we disregard her testimony, then I see no evidence keeping us from declaring a verdict. If indeed there are no objections. Uh-oh, Apollo. If he declares a verdict now? But Prosecutor Gavin's case is airtight. Lemirwa might have been trying to protect Machi. Or, might have been lying to protect Machi. How can I rely on her testimony? Wait, what about yesterday in the detention center? About the case? What about the case? He wants to tell us about Mr. Latouche's death? This meeting's over. Darian? Machi was trying to tell us something. I know it. Maybe the best thing to do is ask him, under oath. Very well. The court finds the defendant, what's his name again? Objection! Objection! Your Honor! No, that wasn't it. It was something like Marquis or Mr. Justice? Your Honor, before you declare a verdict, I would like to call another witness. Exactly who else do you need to hear from? A witness who, until now, has not been given a chance to speak in this court. Because he doesn't speak English. You don't mean... I do. The defense calls for the defendant, Machi Tobai, to the stand. What? But he doesn't speak English. We'll use an interpreter. Interpreter? I'm afraid you'll have to look elsewhere. I only speak a few phrases, such as, I love you, and... Where's the toilet? What a fucking dick bag. What the fuck? I fucking hate that guy. Also, hold on. I'm gonna swap out my Xbox controllers. D-pad to an actual D-pad. Instead of this thing. It's annoying for this game. Okay, pop that on. There we go. The defense would like to request Lemirwa as the interpreter. Lemirwa? But there's a possibility she's protecting the defendant. But she'd be interpreting for the defendant. Why would she lie? This is most unusual. Bravo, Hair Forehead. Hair Judge, the prosecution agrees with the defense's request. If Lemirwa lies, I'll be able to tell. Even my limited knowledge of the language should be enough for that. Well, If both prosecution and defense are for this, I see little cause for refusal. Finally, some progress. Bailiff, please show the defendant and Lemirwa to the witness stand. I suppose there is a first time for everything. Shall we proceed? Your name, to begin with. If you would, Lemirwa. Yes. He says, Machi Tobai, the defendant. This is certainly a first for this courtroom. Not that we really needed an interpretation of that message in particular. So far, so good. Very well. Mr. Justice, if you would. Huh? If I would what, Your Honor? Would what? You called the defendant to the stand, did you not? What would you have him testify about? What do I want him to testify about? I hadn't thought that far yet. Apollo! Apollo! Aren't you gonna ask him what he was about to tell us yesterday? How can I if I don't know what he was saying? Excuse me a moment, if I might speak. Yes, Lemirwa? Just now, Machi said that there is something about which he wishes to testify. Machi wants to testify on something? What could it be? What sort of testimony is he talking about? One moment, please. The suspense is killing me. I have no idea what I'm doing. Buttons. Hey there, Wintermute. How's it going? Thank you for the bits. I actually just swapped out my D-pad on my controller for a, yeah, I had a different D-pad on, and I was like, no, I need this one. It's easier to press for this game. It's not a circle pad. So, buttons. Yeah, it arrived. It arrived on the weekend, on Sunday, I believe, which was weird because we usually don't get mail delivery on Sunday. But I love this controller so much. It's so nice. I love that you can just swap out all of the fucking, like, components on it because they're magnetic. It's so cool. It's very cool. What? 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 Well, Lemirwa? According to Machi, he has proof of his innocence. What? Oh, fuck. Well, this is a surprise. Yahoo! Victory, Apollo! We did it! This is sounding too good to believe, and I know what that usually means. Well, if that's true, then this is vital testimony. Machi, please testify to the court. Very well. Wait, hold on. Did that 300 cheer not unlock anything? Didn't they start the new emotes today? Or did they not activate that yet? Because they're supposed to have those Pride emotes, for... I thought it went live today, but I could be wrong. The Pride emotes that are supposed to be coming out for this month. I got an email before that, or where did I see it? Oh, you don't even have all of yours? Oh, really? Okay. I thought they fixed everything. I know there's been some problems with, people not being able to authenticate. I literally only have access to this channel. Okay, I didn't realize everything was still fucking messed up. Damn. More problems from earlier. Oh, man. Okay, well, hopefully it's fixed tomorrow. Yo, if I fucking start my stream tomorrow and it crashes or something again, I'm gonna be so sad. Let me play some Nier, please. But yeah, they're doing that whole thing where I think if you cheer more than 300 bits, it unlocks those Pride emotes. There's new Pride emotes for this year. There's some really good ones, actually. But I think I saw a tweet earlier today about it. About them being live. But if everything else is broken, then, you know. It apparently depends on where you are in the world. Yeah, because of internet. Okay. Very well. Proof of innocence. I actually take that! I actually have all my emotes as well. Like, Twitch seems to be working fine for me. I haven't had any problems since I started, since I came back at, or to stream at like 10:50 or whatever. So, yes, just takes it takes time to propagate across the internet. I can words. He says that word of Mr. Latusse's death came as a great shock. But if the killing truly followed the lyrics of my song, that is, he could not have done it. He says that because the lyrics are in English, he does not understand them. I see. He wouldn't have understood the English lyrics to the song. That would prevent him from following them so closely. I wondered what he meant by proof. Why? He would only have to ask Lemirwa to know the meaning of that song. Lemirwa, did you ever explain the lyrics of that song to him? I did tell him generally what the song was about, but never in so much detail, and he never asked. Has my oft-repeated warning already fled that forehead? Lemirwa might be protecting the witness. Well, anyway. Let us proceed with the cross-examination. Dun-dun. Mr. Justice, if you would. Yes, Your Honor. Something's hidden in that testimony, I know it. I'll just have to trust my bracelet to tell me where. It worked yesterday. It'll work today. Okay. Proof of innocence. Okay, so we're just trying to find out, I guess, where to... Whoa! That's not what I... Oh, fuck. I hit that with my leg. Oh, well, okay. We wanted to hold this... Anyway. Were Machi and Mr. Latouche close? Yes, after we traveled around the world on tour together. Lemirwa, this is Machi's cross-examination, not yours. But I knew the answer. This is a court of law. We'll play by the book. I understand. When Prosecutor Gavin's tough, he's really tough. Machi said he was very good friends with Mr. Latouche. Mr. Latouche was always a gentle man, never angry. We got along quite well. I never dreamed something like this would happen. But if the killing truly followed the lyrics of my song... The guitar is Serenade, correct? Yes, the crime followed the lyrics of the song. The theft of the keyring, the burning guitar, and the bullet. This is why it could not have been me. That is, he, could not have done it. Okay. By could not have done it, do you mean... It is very simple. Machi could not have done all the things that have happened that day, for all those things followed the song lyrics closely. Does he actually know English? Is that gonna be the fucking twist here? Wouldn't it be difficult for him to perform without knowing the meaning of the lyrics? He did know what the song was about, its mood, shall we say. This was enough to play by. I told him it was a song about a guitar and love. It's It's not actually the guitar that's in love, strictly speaking. Oh, perhaps I misunderstood. No, not really. Yours is also a valid interpretation. Okay? No, it is my fault. I am too used to singing in Borginian. It is much easier than trying to understand these English lyrics. Yay! I knew he was innocent! I believe he is too, Trucy. I do. What's wrong, Apollo? You got a tummy ache or something? Something's hidden in that testimony. If it's the truth, I'll find it. He says that word of Mr. Latusse's death came... Oh, that's back to the beginning, okay. I'm gonna... Hold on, let me look at my evidence. Restricted, okay. What else do I have? Oh my god. I have so much stuff. I forgot also about this whole, like, silkworm thing that's happening in this story that's super weird. That seems relevant. That seems like a relevant detail. It doesn't mention the lyrics of Le Miroir's ballad. Wonder if that's going to come... That's probably related to what the thing I'm solving right now is. Okay, let's do a, Nope. Bracelet. No, wait, not on this one. Hold on. Wait, this was not the statement. No, no, no. Go back. Go back! God damn it. There we go. Shit. Gotcha! Nope. That's not what I meant to do. Fucking hell. Am I gonna get penalized for accidentally hitting the wrong button? And it says I
have no idea what I'm doing.
Yep. It's not your interpretation. Okay, okay. It's the lack of anything. Okay, cool. Thank you. Great, great, great. Great. I'm being put down. You didn't have to interpret that for him. Okay, good. I wanted to do it on here. There we go. Gotcha, bitch. Gotcha! Gotcha! Bitch. Machi, you can't fool my eyes. You glanced towards her the moment Le Miroir said the word English. Why? And don't bother interpreting that. He understands me. Machi, tell the truth.
I have plans. What's shaking?
Hey there, plans. Apollo Justice is having a trip right now. How are you doing? Machi, tell the truth. You can understand English, can't you? What are you saying? Of course he can't. Must he continue this charade? Mr. Justice, Machi says this. I know the word English. Huh? Before coming to this country, he heard me speaking English. He learned the name for this language, that is all. What? Give me a break. Is that such an unusual word to understand? Do you not know Espanol, for instance?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Laying down for bed, nice, nice. Get comfy. Well, yeah, but... I am sorry, but he truly does not understand your language. Well then explain this. How does he know the crime followed the lyrics? Have you always been such a suspicious-minded lad? It is simple. So simple it hardly requires an explanation. He read about it in the newspaper. Oh, well, hey, there we go. Look at that evidence that I was looking at before. The newspaper? The Borginian Daily Bugle. You can buy it in this country these days, you know. Your new futon is nice. Oh, awesome. Hell yeah. I've slept on a wide variety of different quality futons. I'm glad you have a nice futon, because there are some really bad ones out there. The Daily Bugle, yes, there is a Borginian J. Jonah Jameson. Ugh. Okay. They have already begun to report about this case in our homeland. I was right. What is wrong, Mr. Justice? Your eyes, they're quite fierce all of a sudden. Machi is lying. Maybe it's time to show them proof that he's lying. Hey, look.
Economist 42. Get me pictures of Borginian Spider-Man.
Yeah, I also want to see what Borginian Spider-Man looks like. Take that! Take that! I have here a Borginian newspaper, the Borginian Daily Bugle, as a matter of fact. This must be the Marvel Phoenix Wright crossover they've been working towards. Indeed, there is a feature article about the case. Could you read this for me, Machi? That's right. It doesn't mention the lyrics. What? What is this all about? I'm sorry, Machi. You couldn't have read about the lyrics in a Borginian newspaper. What does this mean? But I don't see how it's possible. Ah, I know. You must have heard the lyrics when the police were doing their questioning. Yes. Not possible. The subject of the lyrics was not brought up in police questioning. I read the full report myself.
I have a plans. I thought I saw Phoenix Wright in Endgame.
Finish him. So the lyrics weren't in the newspaper, and the police didn't mention them. The only place you could have heard them was in this courtroom. In English, no less. The witness will explain himself. Machi says... He says... Yes? It is true I read the newspaper. But this is not where I learned of the lyrics. I was mistaken. Now I remember. You remember? He says he heard of the lyrics from me. What? What? Is this true, Lamirwa? Yes, I'm afraid I had forgotten it myself. Then it looks like Hair Forehead's been jumping to conclusions again. It seems so, yes. No. No! I was on to something, I know it. I can't let this chance slip away. Time is an issue today, Mr. Justice. Are you finished with the cross-examination? What are you gonna do, Apollo? If I'm gonna keep on cross-examining, I better have an angle of attack. Or else. My bracelet's still reacting. Your Honor, please allow me to continue. If you must, you must. Very well. Witness? I understand. Is what now? What did I say? Hi, Oz. Imagine Venom bonding with Gavin. Or Carnage bonding with Nayrad. Oh, God. Oh, his bracelet. Yeah, his bracelet He can perceive when people are lying with his bracelet. It has the power. It vibrates whenever someone's lying, basically. But he has to use it to, like, perceive the truth. These two look like mini-bosses in a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Game. Very good. Lyrics are in English he does not fully understand. Okay, so this is a new line of questioning? Okay. Yay, I knew he was innocent. I believe he has 2 truths. Yeah, I do. Oh, okay. This is the same thing I already went through. I have the magic power to detect when witnesses in Ace Attorney games are lying because I see their lips moving. Very good. Okay. The crime followed the song. I should press this. I didn't press this yet because this is new data. Exactly how much did you explain to Machi? Ah, this is a question for me, yes? This interpretation thing is getting old fast. I told him that Mr. Latouche had been killed and why he was a suspect. And I told him the crimes of the day that followed my song. Did you mention any particular words of the song relating to the case, such as heart? Yes. Of course I explained this. He was quite surprised. Yay, I knew he was innocent. Oh, it's the same dialogue again because we hit the end of this testimony. Okay, I'm gonna assume I have to use the bracelet again on this one. So let's do it. We're going on a trip. Wait, can I investigate both of them? Oh my god. Okay, hold on. I don't remember where her... Oh, fuck. Here again. I still have not played Danganronpa. I've heard... A lot of people have recommended it to me. Is that just her talking that's doing that? Yeah. There we go. Gotcha! Gotcha!
Gotcha!
Lamirwa. I'm currently cross-examining Machi. Why should you be uncertain? Me? Uncertain? Yes, you swallowed the very moment you told the court. It was I who explained. I see there is little point in trying to hide anything from you. Lamirwa, are you indeed protecting someone? That is not a question with a simple answer. To tell the truth, I do not believe it myself. Then allow me to answer for you. Lamirwa, you're protecting... this bitch! Take that! Right? Take that!
Take that!
Lamirwa, you're protecting Machi. That's why you lied and told us that you had explained how the crime followed the song. I don't fault you for trying to help, but this is not the way. Machi, I believed you didn't do it, really. I trust you. But you've lied to us twice, and now you have Lamirwa lying on your behalf. If this is going to work, you have to trust me too. Your 2 lies cover a simple truth. You understand English. You have to. Ah! Ah! Sorry, I forgot I had to do it like a child's voice there. Witness, is this true? Do you understand English? Yes, a little only. What? First he could see, now he can talk. And you? Did you know about this, Lamirwa? No, I did not. It is quite a surprise. How many secrets is this witness hiding? last. This is last. Machi, could you tell us what really happened? Was that child on tiptoes when seen from behind? Yes. Although I have seen... There's a really good, like, gimmick with some characters. When they're too short, they get, like, a little step stool that they're standing on behind the witness stand. It's really good. Machi, could you tell us what really happened? No shooting. I did no shooting. So you weren't in the dressing room when I heard those 2 gunshots, correct? Apparently, the answer to that question isn't simple either. I was in dressing room, behind desk, manager, he on floor. Which would be right after the shooting, right? Then there is voice. Voice? Or voices? Was it you and Emma, Apollo? So when Machi went into the dressing room, Mr. Latouche had already been shot. And then we came to the door. Panel high up, I take off, run away, run away! So it was you who escaped through that air vent. As the prosecution has held all along, no less. The defendant has admitted to being at the scene. Might we take this as a confession?
Objection!
No, he's clearly denied that he did it. I know shooting! Manager on floor, already on floor!
Objection!
The victim had already been shot, you say? I find that hard to believe. The defendant understood the song lyrics. He was at the scene of the crime. This can only mean one thing. He is the shooter. Does the defendant have anything to say to this? He's clammed up, Apollo? Then let's ask Mr. Justice. Will you require any further testimony from the witness? Is that it? Is there nothing else I can do to get him to testify about? Wait, no, of course there is. What is this cocoon anyway? The cocoon, the silk, is a potent cure. A cure? Well, Machi, are you a smuggler? He won't tell me. That cocoon has to have something to do with this. Machi, please, tell us the truth for your own sake. No, no more speak. Not to any of you. So much for your precious trust, Hair Forehead. Hey, you were the one that didn't believe him. Regardless, this brings us to an impasse. Kick Clavier in the nuts. Yeah, I don't like him either. You know, in a regular court, the judge won't condone hitting him hitting the wall like that. Yep. The judge says, let's ask Mr. Justice, and reveals a puppet on their left hand. Very good. It does seem that the defense and defendant are at odds. I doubt we are likely to learn anything more of value should this continue. I see no other course but to declare a 5-minute recess. The defense will work on things out with the defendant so that we might proceed. Okay. Recess time. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Apollo Eustace. That's justice. Better learn how to say it if you ever want to get some. What? That's extremely rude. That is a rude fucking line. He's trying to learn. What the fuck, Apollo? God damn. This child's like 14 years old. It's rude. That's super cold. Believe, I know shooting. Hey, Sync, how's it going? How are you doing today? Machi claims that Mr. Latouche was already down on the ground when he entered the room. Maybe it was a trap and he walked right into it? Suddenly, I hear revolver. Close, very close. Then, I hear voice. You heard gunshots? Yes, it's true. I hear revolver, but only sound. Wait, you're saying you went into the dressing room? Yeah, there is no lewdness. We're not playing Nier Automata right now. Well, there's no lewdness right now. There is a lot of lewdness in the Apollo, or in the Ace Attorney games. He speaks English better than you speak Borginian. Exactly! Wait, you're saying that you went into the dressing room? And found Mr. Latouche already dead, and then you heard shots? If you ever want to get someone is the... Yes, if you ever want to get some is the phrase being certified, yes. That was the lewd.
Nightbot, you found me.
Hey there, Carrie. How are you doing? And found Mr. Latouche already dead, and then you heard shots? If that's true... So, you were at the scene of the crime when you heard those shots? And you escaped through the air vent. You're acceptable. No, you're great. You're so late. That's okay. We are in the first recess of the game of this day. How am I? I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. I got a nap before when Twitch crashed. So instead of streaming, I got a nap, which was nice because I stayed up till 5 a.m. watching JoJo last night. I'm still not caught up. I think we're like about a little bit past halfway through of season 5 right now. No, we didn't finish it. We're about halfway. We've been watching we watched a few episodes this weekend, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But yeah. We just hit the second recap episode, I believe, is the next one in the sequence, but we've been skipping the recaps. Okay. I know. Huh? What do you know? I know if opening vent, I can leave stage and backstage. So the vents went to both the stage and the backstage area? Is that what he means? Hey, he's right. Look, Apollo. Huh? Yeah. But how did you know it was connected like that? Wait, I bet his father was the architect who designed the hall or something. I hear this from Magician. Magician? Don't look at me! A magician, huh? Well, at least we're clear on one thing. Machi didn't shoot Mr. Latouche. Yeah, but what does that leave us with? We're supposed to say he went to the room to find the body and then he heard the shots? That one's gonna go over well in court. Not. Apollo, you're his defense. You're supposed to believe whatever he says, even lies. That's what Daddy always told me. I'll just pretend you misheard him. Every time. So, what do we do? You're sure you won't testify, Machi? Oh yeah, Machi can speak English. We found out. You're sure you won't testify, Machi? I know talking, no. Well, it was worth a shot. That cocoon. I can't go home. Can't go home? I can't go home to Borginia. I do not want to go home. The penalty for taking a cocoon from Borginia is death. That's right. It's punishable by death. Of course he's scared. Oh well. I guess we'll just have to try a different approach. That's the spirit, Apollo. What's your plan? If Machi won't testify about it, we have to get someone else to testify. Someone else? I think we're out of time. Let's get back in there. Right. It's still the same, though. It depends if someone's under my feet or not. Very good. It's the strongest twink in the world. Apollo, you're the defense attorney. It's your job to convict the killer. Madam Captain Doctor. Very good. Okay. Court is now back in session. Mr. Justice, have you sorted things out with the defendant? Yes, Your Honor. We had a good talk. Very well. So, he will testify? Your Honor, the defendant will not testify. What? Is this assistant better than Kay? Kay was the assistant from Edgeworth Investigations, right? I do not remember much of that game. I really liked Kay, I think. And I remember not liking Trucy as much, but since I played some of the other games after this one, I've grown to like Trucy a lot more than I used to. And also, I think I like her more, playing through this again for a second time. I think because I've played the other games now and I know more. But yeah. Not better than Maya, though. Maya is the best assistant. In my opinion. Maya's my favorite. Shame, and here I thought this was your big chance to turn the case around. Actually, it is. The defense would like to approach this case from a different angle, Your Honor. A different angle? If Machi won't testify, then I know who will. I would like to cross-examine the witness in this case, Lemirwa. Excuse me, Pearl is the best. Okay, yeah, Pearl is also really great. I do also really like Pearl. I remember Pearl being very good in Dual Destinies, which I'm so excited. I think that's the next game I'm gonna play in the series. Yeah, the tiny one. Maya's sister. I really want to play Dual Destinies. I really like that game. I love when Pearl gets possessed and turns into a full whole-ass adult. Yeah, that is a really, like, fucked up thing that happens in this game. But I love that everyone just, like, accepts it. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, this isn't weird at all. I find that profoundly uncomfortable. Uh-huh. Yep. But I like how, like, in-game, everyone's just like, yeah, okay, sure. You got 12 times bigger, won't react to it, though. God damn it. Lemirwa?
Objection!
What are you up to now? I thought we determined yesterday that Lemirwa's testimony was insubstantial. There's nothing you can... Lemirwa was taken to the hospital yesterday with injuries. What happened? She was assaulted, Your Honor. Assaulted? Someone wanted Lemirwa dead. Thankfully, she was able to save herself. What? I've heard no such report. Prosecutor Gavin. What a fucking cop destroying public property. Yeah, fuck the police. I fucking hate Clavier so much. Imagine how often that must happen for everyone to react. Yeah, this is the guy from the band. Yeah, they're a band composed of police officers. They fucking suck. Their whole theme is cops. Fuck. Fuck the police. Fuck the police. He's a rock star, and yeah, it's fucked up. Honestly, worst fucking prosecutor in the series. Why would anyone be out to kill Lamirwa? Can you think of a reason? Well, think of how she's known in the country. A singer from overseas who doesn't speak English, yes? Yet someone tried to keep her mouth shut. Who could that have been? You don't think? I do. It was the same person who shot Mr. Latouche. The killer was afraid of her, afraid of what she might say. The defense believes that something was hidden in her testimony yesterday. Something that the killer doesn't want getting out. So, am I to understand that this is what you are saying? Namely, that there is a nugget of truth in Lamirwa's testimony. A nugget we have yet to uncover. Exactly. If Lamirwa was attacked, this has serious implications. Very well. There were some vague points in her testimony during yesterday's trial. Perhaps we did not inquire as deeply as we might have into some. The court will hear Lamirwa's testimony once more. Lamirwa, I must apologize. We must ask you to stand again and speak. You need not apologize. I know that Machi is innocent, and I will do all that I can until the court realizes this. Let's review your testimony from yesterday. You told us that you heard 2 gunshots and the shooter's voice through the window, and that the voice belonged to Darien Crescent, yes? That is correct. At which point I proved she could not be correct. She couldn't have heard any of those things. Built this district on rock and roll, then. This is the lamest thing I've ever heard. And I've watched my own VOD. The small window at the scene was closed, and that was found to be quite soundproof. You have nothing to say to that, Mr. Justice? I don't know exactly what yet, but I do know that there's something there. There is, it seems, much you do not know. And yet, it is my duty to hear him out. Perhaps the witness would be so kind as to testify once more to the court. Of course, Your Honor. There's a speaker. Okay. So, the scene of the crime, Gavin has the show pumped in to the room, basically, from the stage. So it's like blaring music. So they're saying that she couldn't hear over top of it. But she also is blind, so I don't... She's very, like... She has a very good sense of, like, hearing. Yeah. Testify once more. 5 testimonies remain. Uh-huh. I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. That's when I heard them, Mr. Latouche and the detective. I heard the faint sound of a gunshot and stopped. Then I heard another gunshot. There was the smell of gunpowder. I knew I must tell someone, but... I was in a hurry, so I kept moving past the small window. Pretty much the same as yesterday's testimony. I am sorry. I am not used to speaking much in this language. Perhaps my descriptions are lacking in some way. Yet everything I have said here is the truth. Then it is my distinct displeasure to say this. What you have said to have happened is impossible. Do I have to repeat myself? Lemirwa was attacked because of this testimony. What? What? Trucy? Apollo, you know, for a moment there, you were pretty cool. Maybe I do better when I don't try to think ahead. Very well, Mr. Justice. Perhaps you can coolly cross-examine the witness? No, Machi, okay, hold on. There's a lot of, like, back and forth here. Machi is not blind. It is Lemirwa who is blind. Machi does know English, barely. And they both, her and Machi both know English and Borginian. But she is blind. But yes, how did she know there was a window there? They talked about it, right? Can I press that? Yeah, probably. Let me see. Okay. Perhaps you can coolly cross-examine the witness. Is she blind, though? Yeah, I mean, they've... it's... I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. Okay, hold on. I should probably press these, right? So when I heard them, Mr. Lutus and Detective, okay. Darian Crescent? I did not know his name at the time. But yes, it was him, the one who took the stand yesterday. How many times do I need to remind you that that's impossible? That's impossible. There is no way you could have heard him. Because the window at the scene was closed? Is that why? Oh! Oh! I know, okay. I think what is going on here. So if anyone remembers, there is a... The entire staff... Hold on. I think I figured this out. The entire staff, or like everyone was wearing one of these, everyone who was on stage, and if anyone remembers, when we were outside of the room where the murder happened, one of these headsets was sitting on the floor there. So I'm assuming that is why she heard what was going on. You're falling asleep. Bye, plans. Have a wonderful night. And thank you for stopping by. Okay, of course. Apollo, if we keep asking the same questions as yesterday, we won't get anywhere. She's right. Maybe there's a different angle I can try. Yeah, what were they talking about? Lemirwa, do you happen to have any, do you by any chance remember what they were saying to each other? If so, please tell us. I have given it much reflection, but I was afraid of this. She doesn't remember. I only heard one phrase clearly. A whole phrase? You remember something that was said? Why didn't you say anything yesterday? Though my memory is clear, I was afraid to speak. You see, I do not understand what was said. This could be it, the clue I've been waiting for. What? Well, what did he say? It was the other man speaking, not Mr. Lutus. The shooter, then? Darian Crescent. Well, what did he say? It's over. Press the switch. Now. Switch? And the shooter said this to the victim, Mr. Lutus? I thought it quite strange myself afterward. It is a mystery. What could it possibly mean? Mr. Justice, care to shed some light on this? I mean, yeah, sure. It's very vital. Maybe we could add that to the testimony? Maybe Apollo? From the small window, I heard a voice say, "Press the switch now." Okay, well, obviously I know what I have to present here because we have the switch, right?
Objection!
Press the switch. There's only one key that can unlock the mystery of those words. Oh? Yet there was nothing at the scene that could be called a switch, save the lights. True, there wasn't a switch at the scene. But it just so happens I have a switch right here. That certainly does look like a switch, doesn't it? The problem
Carrie,
is...
Are you sure they didn't mean the Nintendo Switch? Being bored backstage might need some Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I know, right? Press A on the Switch. The problem is... This was found not at the scene of the crime, but on the stage. Oh, the stage. Where the concert was held, yes. This was found hidden there. On the stage? Are you claiming that the voice Lemirwa heard was of someone commanding another to press this switch? It's a possibility.
Objection!
Oh, hair forehead, I'd call that an impossibility. Why? It's hardly necessary for me to remind the court of the layout of the concert forum. The stage is quite far from Lemirwa's dressing room. Not to mention that the Gaviniers were in the middle of a concert on said stage. We aren't known for being a quiet band. You could shout all you wanted and not be heard. The detective's voice was loud, but certainly not a shout. So, too, have Hair Forehead's cries of possibility fallen far short of being heard. Sorry. But he wouldn't have needed to shout. Excuse me? You heard what I said. Or do you need me to shout it out for you? It would have been quite simple to be heard on the stage from that dressing room. Oh, wait. You like evidence, don't you? How about this? Using this, it would be easy to get a message to someone on stage from the dressing room. Hey, look, it's a headset. Take that!
Take that!
Prosecutor Gavin, perhaps you're familiar with this. What? Why, that's... What? What is it? Is that some kind of newfangled phone they invented while I wasn't looking? This is a type of transmitter, a communications device. Communications device? From what I've heard that night, everyone on stage was wearing one of these. Isn't that right, Prosecutor Gavin? Yes, actually. They're for talking between band members. That is a great Zero Suit emote. I didn't even realize that's what it was. It's great. Yes, actually. They're for talking between band members. We all had one on. So wait, wouldn't he have heard? So if you admit you were wearing one of these, talking from the backstage to the stage would be simple.
Objection!
Smack. True, but wait. Those send out an electronic signal. To avoid interference with the audio systems, their range is quite limited. Lemirwa said it was about 30 feet, right? Look at this cross-section diagram of the concert forum. Ah, exactly. The walk from the stage to the back seat seems far. Or, the walk from the stage to the backstage seems far. Or dressing, whatever, okay. But the direct distance is less than 30 feet. Oh shit. That can't be. So when Lemirwa heard the shooter's voice, he could have been talking to someone on stage.
Objection!
Huh. You're claiming this is the switch in question? Why did it have to be, on the stage at the time? It could have been placed in a pocket and carried anywhere. Someone could have hid it on the stage after the fact. Hey, he's got a point. How do we know where it was when she heard the voice? When the shooter said press the switch? Well, I guess we don't. An unfortunate situation. I'm afraid that until we know where this switch was, there's little point in debating it. Ugh. I was sure this was the way to go with this. What is this switch anyway? We don't even know that basic fact. Wait a second. I do know what this switch is. And if you follow that train of logic to its incredible conclusion, it ends up in proof that completely changes this case. Time to turn about! What's up, Apollo? Apollo? We know about this switch, right? We know what it is. Yeah? Well, think of when it was used that day. Think of what happened. Well, Mr. Justice, if you have no further information to share concerning this switch, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Justice? Spin around whenever I say turnabout. I would love to, but I actually cannot physically spin around in this chair. I wish I could. I have very little space in between my chair and my green screen and my desk. I'm basically in a wedge right now. This is as far as I can turn. Turnabout. Yes, Mr. Justice? I've been remiss in not telling the court about this before. I know what this switch is. Well, it seems the defense is set upon linking this switch to the case. Let's see your evidence of the link. What evidence do you have to explain what this switch is? Okay, it's this fucking thing. We have the igniter, right? Hell yeah. Take that! Prosecutor Gavin. You remember this? That's... The what? Is it another one of those newfangled phones? This is an igniter. What phone looks like this? Igniter? You mean it's like a lighter? Yes, actually. You aren't saying this switch is a remote? I am. This is a remote trigger for an igniter. What? Look, I'll show you. Yow, 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 yow! Mr. Justice, you will cease and desist from burning down this courtroom. Sorry. That was a bit more fire than I'd expected. If my whiskers had caught on fire... Sees a vaping devices that is this one of those newfangled lighters? If my whiskers had caught on fire... Prosecutor Gavin, let me repeat myself. This switch is a remote igniter trigger. Doesn't that suggest something to you? Why does the judge sound like he's 20 and unnamed and named Chad 30% of the time? I can't do a voice that I feel like is good enough for the judge. Cause and then it really depends on like how hydrated I am at the time to be able to make a deeper voice. I read about a case where a defense attorney actually got in trouble for setting fire in the courtroom. What a realist! This game is so realistic then. He set fire to his own pants, oh my god. I think Prospector, gold in them here hills. Yeah. I have a hard time pulling off, like, accents like that.
I have a plans. Get Newts in here, his beard will know what to do.
Yeah, right? Doesn't that suggest something to you? You're talking about what happened to me, aren't you? Exactly. That night at the concert, there was one unusual burst of flame. When your guitar caught fire in the middle of your performance. Wasn't that part of the stage show, though? Prosecutor Gavin was entirely unaware such a thing had been planned. And the guitar that burned was a valuable keepsake. That's right. He got it in Borginia from Lemirwa. He said the sound was amazing, before it burned, of course. Now it just kind of smokes. The better the guitar, the brighter it burns. Hair forehead. Yes? Don't tell me you're trying to tie these two things together. Those being the shooter's voice heard by Lemirwa. And the guitar suddenly catching on fire. I am. It's really simple when you think about it. Mr. Latouche and the shooter were at the crime scene. The shooter was wearing a headset. Oops. He ordered something on stage to press the switch. The switch was pressed and the guitar caught fire. Well, that does seem to make sense. Though something about it is bugging me. Can't quite put my finger on it. Really? It seems pretty simple to me.
Objection!
Hair forehead. Don't destroy what little respect I have for you.
SSGKOU003. Too bad Clavier didn't burn.
Yeah, fuck that guy. I was expecting something a little more sensible. I guess I was wrong. What's this all about, Prosecutor Gavin? His simple story simply makes no sense. Think, that night, my guitar caught fire, yes. The cause may have been this indeed. However, the guitar caught fire during the second set. Ah, that's right, of course! I love this video. This is my favorite. Oh, fuck, I should have read that. Oops. Indeed, yet the shooting happened during the third set. The two are utterly unrelated. Yes, that must have been what was bugging me. The whole premise for this is faulty. See? His story
have a
makes no
plan.
sense.
Insert "We didn't start the fire" by Billy Joel here.
Are you sure about that? What exactly do you mean, Mr. Justice? Maybe it's not the premise for my explanation of the switch that's at fault. Maybe it's our premise for the entire case so far. Turnabout!
Carrie. Insert Obama. Are you sure about that here?
What premise is this specifically? I'm glad you asked. I'm saying that maybe the killing didn't take place in the third act.
Objection!
What's this? But Detective Emma Skye heard shots and found the body. All of this happened in the third act. Gunshots rang out, and according to his testimony, Machi was in that dressing room at the time. Where are you going with this, Mr. Justice? Stay with me, Your Honor. He also told us this in his testimony, namely that the victim had already been shot. We all heard gunshots, but no one saw the shooting. This is insane. Just before the shooting took place, the shooter was heard on his headset, telling someone to press the switch. Oh my god. Sean! Holy shit, thank you so much for resubscribing. 6 fucking months, half a goddamn year. New badge, new badge. How are you doing today?
Spooky J. Time for a
Yeah,
weed.
hey, I'll smoke a weed in Sean's honor. Here we go. This is good music also. Okay. Telling someone to press the switch. The next moment, Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flame. We know that a remote trigger igniter was inside the guitar. From all these facts, we can draw only one conclusion. The crime did not take place during the third act, but during the ballad performance, the second act. What? Weed is kids? Oh no! Yeah, kids don't do drugs. Make sure you're of legal age before you do drugs that are... yes, children don't smoke children. Don't smoke children. Did you just eat more babies? Yeah, apparently. Order, order, order. But that goes against the evidence. What does, Your Honor? This crime was carried out according to the lyrics of that song, yes? Why am I so giggly today? I don't know. I got some good sleep earlier. It was nice. I'm well rested. I'm the witch. Why are you eating all the babies? Hey, he's right. Look. The bullet is supposed to come after the fire. You're thinking about it the wrong way. Huh? Look. Why would the shooter craft the events of the day to follow the lyrics anyway? It's an awful lot of trouble to go through, with little merit for the person doing it. Well, I'm sure whoever it was had some reason. Yes, they did. A reason that made it advantageous to follow the lyrics. You're saying the order was reversed on purpose? Reversed, Prosecutor Gavin. If the criminal followed the lyrics strictly, then yes. The shooting would have had to come after the guitar burst into flame. Yet, Herr Forehead has raised another possibility. It was a reflected badger. He's claiming that the bullet came not after, but just before the fire. I couldn't have put it better myself. We were only meant to think that the shooting came after the guitar burst into flame. That was the criminal's objective. The crime followed the lyrics to a point, but that was the ruse. Why else would the killer risk discovery by moving the body? That was the final touch to make us think that he'd followed the lyrics the whole way. Order, order, order. That would explain this most unusual situation. It does. The killer changed the order of events to create himself an alibi. In other words, the killer was someone who had an alibi for the third set, but not the second.
Objection!
Ladies, 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 ladies. I was hoping it wouldn't come to this, but sadly it has. Let me tell you why your little fairy tale makes no sense at all. Oh, it sounds good, I'll give you that. You've given us a reason why the killer bothered following the lyrics of my song. But I question your logic, for it's flawed from the very beginning. Flawed? Yes, a contradiction, Herr Forehead. One I've pointed out several times, no less. At the time of the crime, the small window at the scene was closed. How could Lemirwa have heard a voice through it? Oh. I know that you would like to divert our attention from this critical fact, but you're basing your entire line of reasoning on a false premise. Someone please mention that the headset was on the floor! Apollo! Please! We could have been done with this an hour ago! Lemirwa's testimony is my entire case. That voice she heard, the shooter's voice? What if she couldn't hear it, Apollo? Look. What do we have? A man saying, press the switch. And near the crime scene, we have a switch, which acts as a remote trigger for an igniter. And last but not least, Prosecutor Gavin's flaming guitar. It can't all be coincidence, but how do I make it work? I see a more direct line of questioning is required. When the crime scene was investigated immediately after the crime. That window was closed.
SSGKOU003. It was the butler with a lead pipe.
We're playing Clue now? I loved Clue when I was younger. That window was closed. Care to tell us how Lemirwa heard the voice? A key point to be sure. Mr. Justice, can you explain this to the court? Yeah, I actually saw the Clue movie for the first time, like, earlier this year, back in March.
No, it was Mr. Green with the revolver in the foyer.
I actually really enjoyed that movie. It was a really good movie. Yeah. Blunties, ooh. Oh, also, yeah, Knives Out is also, if you haven't seen Knives Out, go fucking watch that movie. It was so good. Definitely watch that movie. I'm really surprised I hadn't seen the Clue movie until this year. I actually only just recently found out that the Clue movie existed in the first place. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead and add Blunties. The Clue movie's really good. You should check it out. Knives Out reminded me of the Clue movie, yeah. I saw Knives Out first, though, and then I saw the Clue movie. So it was the opposite way around for me. Mr. Justice, can you explain this to the court? Okay, Justice. You've got one thing to prove and one thing only. Lemirwa heard a voice. And she heard it during the second set. Think, how was Lemirwa able to hear the voice? It's none of these! It's none of these that I want to answer. I mean, it's neither of these, so I'm gonna go with this one. This is fine, yeah. I can't present the headset. No, I had to choose one of those options. It's fine. I'm pretty sure we'll get towards the headset thing. Unless there's something else that I'm not seeing that's happening. When we investigated the scene, the window was closed. The shooter had no reason to close it. Had it been open, either. Meaning, it was impossible to hear the voice through that window. It's good to hear you making sense again. For a moment, I was afraid you might be a Borginian, too. As I was saying, Lemirwa could not hear the voice through that window. So, there can be only one explanation. She heard the voice from another location entirely. That is not what I was going for, but okay. Sure, we can present that as an option. Yeah, wow, what a cop. Fuck the police. I loved how in the Clue movie, the women were all staring at Yvette's tits the whole time. Yep. What's this? Hahaha, you do amuse me so. And here I thought you and Good Sense were back on speaking terms. Now, I'm afraid you and Good Sense speak two entirely different languages. Shall I interpret for you, Hair Forehead? Lemirwa clearly stated she heard the voice through that small window. And there is only one small window at the scene. Are you sure? Think about it. Isn't there another small window at the scene? There is?
Carrie. No, Good Sense and I have finalized the papers. She's getting the car, I'm getting the cat.
I know that look. He wants us to ask him. Very well. Do you have to present the floor plan or a picture of the vent? You never know! You never fucking know what you have to present. This is why I like saving before I do it normally. That's very good. Thank you, Spooky J. Do I have one of those in my record right now? Yeah, I think I might. Do I have? I have a diagram of the crime scene. Form diagram. I don't have anything that shows event, but that map should probably suffice if I need to. Very well. You claim Lemirwa heard the voice from another location? Mr. Justice, show us where this location was. Okay. Mirwa heard the voice from... Oh, okay. They're just gonna show me. No, I don't think it's the headset. I actually... Is this another window? He was talking about something that was kind of a window, right? Is it this vent? Do you think it's this vent? I think it's a vent. Yep. Does this look like a small window to you, Mr. Justice? The state of modern society can be read from numerous objects and artifacts. In a sense, anything can be a window on our society. Oh, no, okay. Well, that was incorrect. I thought that was gonna be it. I didn't ask you to point out a window on society. I want a window on the crime scene. Okay, okay, well... What? What? And if the small window we know about was closed, there's only one other thing she could have meant.
Nightbot. You got this. You can do it.
Why didn't that work? Why didn't that work? I feel like that was supposed to be it. Yeah, there's a window on this side, right? But this is supposed to be, it's supposed to be over on the other side, right? Like there's another, oh, wait. You can move it over. Okay, hold on. This air vent. This air vent. Can we present that? Which side of it should I present? This is where Lemira heard that voice from. But that's no small window. That's the air vent. Okay. Oh my god. It had to be that specific air vent. What did she tell us? She said she's a Burgundian, unfamiliar with our language. It's not a stretch to imagine she called this air vent a small window. Now you've done it. You've gone beyond ridiculous and into ludicrous. So, Lemirwa was up in the ventilation system, listening to this man's voice. That's the only logical explanation, yes. Logical?
Luda.
Luda? Logical? I do not think this word means what you think it means, hair forehead.
Wintermute. Prepare the ship for ludicrous speed.
Okay. What about it isn't logical? Huh, it hardly merits saying. He's sweating so bad. Why would Lemirwa be in the ventilation system?
Inconceivable!
Hiding like a rat. No offense intended to her, of course. The explanation for that is simple, Prosecutor Gavin. Isn't it, Lemirwa? You have been listening to our discussion here, yes? Yes. I admit, it's had me quite confused since yesterday. Yes, the small window was closed. But why should that mean I could not hear through it? I feared our prosecutor might himself need an interpreter. Ugh. The problem here is words. Yes, and Plans continues to demonstrate that I should never give VIPs anything. Thanks. Thank you, Plans. Lemirwa, the small window through which you heard the voice. Was it up high on the ceiling of the room, not low on a wall? Yes, it was up on the ceiling. What? Order, order. I will have order. Oh god, are we gonna watch the fucking video again? Oh, okay, no. Okay, witness, you will clarify this statement to the court.
I have
Are
a
you
plan.
in fact?
I am just happy that voices are still a thing.
Are you in fact saying that you were up above the ceiling of the room? Mom, the kids are misbehaving again. Babysitter! I'm a babysitter! God damn it. Please chill. Please chill with the commands that you guys cannot access. It does nothing by typing those. Are you in fact saying that you were up above the ceiling of the room? And that's where you heard the moment of the crime? Yes, in fact, I was. I am sorry, I never imagined it would be such an important point. Yes, well, why the heck were you up there? Let's have a movie night with adventures in babysitting. I have to put up a poll. I didn't do it today because I slept in and I only woke up in time enough to prepare for my stream that I then had to cancel because Twitch broke. But I gotta set up a poll tomorrow for voting on the next movie.
I am a child and I will play with the toys available to me.
I mean, they're set up to play with, so... I believe it's time for another testimony. Great. I'm not sure I can't. May I remind you, this is a murder trial. We will hear your testimony. Tell us why you witnessed the crime from above the ceiling of that room. Please. I can't stay awake for another testimony. I know, right? I was expecting this to be a shorter stream based on the length of this walkthrough page that I have up. Yes, I was above the ceiling when I heard the voice. I had heard there was a small window there before. It was in the middle of my performance. I had no time to report what I had heard. As to why I was there, I cannot say.
Just do it fast.
I am bound to secrecy on this matter. Okay, well, we know why she was up in the air vents, right? Because she was doing that trick, the magic trick, where she was being teleported across the stage. But bound to secrecy. In my line of work, one has many obligations to uphold. But you say you were in the middle of your performance? So did this happen during the second set? I did not witness the crime, you must understand. I only know what I heard. Yes, but you must tell us what you were doing in detail. That's what the cross-examination is for. Yeah, Hair Forehead? Our mission in this court is to discern the truth. No obligation, no binding pact may hinder that mission. Very well. Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination. What are you gonna do, Apollo? I'm gonna find out the truth. She was up above that ceiling for a reason. I just have to get it out of her. I know already! I know why she was up there! We've already figured it out! Okay. I was there. I heard there was a small window there before. It was in the middle of my performance. I had no time to report what I had heard. As to why I was there, I cannot say. But we know why you were there. It was, because of your magic trick. Which... Tape recording of Lemiro's performance. Okay, I'm not gonna tap check because I don't want to watch that video again because I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to watch that video again. Objection! 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 Yeah, it's dark either way. And also, people who are blind, there's varying degrees of blindness. So it's possible. Like, some people can still see somewhat. Yeah. Just has better senses to get through, yes. Lamirwa, truth be told, the reason for your presence above that ceiling is quite clear. Especially when you consider what happened during your performance. What happened? Yes, it's all right here on this video. Hey guys, my favorite video. It wraps itself around me, and now, through the air, I fly. They're gonna play the whole fucking thing, aren't they? They're gonna play the whole fucking thing. Whoa. Whoa. Burning on in my heart. Fire. Burn my love away. All away. Like a bullet of love. Fire. Take my life away. All away. Guitar, guitar. Up together to the sky. I didn't put as much of a performance into it this time because it's now the third fucking time I've had to watch that whole thing. As we can see, Lamirwa was clearly not on stage for her entire performance. Though it saddens me to be so realistic, Lamirwa is incapable of actually vanishing, let alone teleportation. Yeah, she's not Ananas. So, the only explanation is that she was hidden from view. And during that time, she moved to the back of the forum. Apollo! What, Trucy? It's not nice to reveal a magician's secrets, and it's against the rules! But I'm a lawyer, it's not supposed to be nice.
SSGKOUO03. Oh god, my soul is slowly dying now.
No! This is all very fascinating. But how is it possible? There is only 20 seconds between when she disappears and reappears.
If you watch back the VOD, you will see that scene 6 times now.
Yeah, probably. Trucy, this is a murder trial. She couldn't have moved that fast. Is something wrong, Prosecutor Gavin? This was his concert, his show. He knows how the illusion was performed. He's just realizing his own oversight. This is my favorite emote. Yes. Let's look at the cross-section diagram again. If I ever make partner, that Ananas emote is going, like, as an official emote on my channel. Let's look at the cross-section diagram again. Here we can trace a route through the ceiling. Great Newton's made that Ananas emote. The small French pineapple. It goes from the stage through the backstage to the rear of the forum. Recall Lamirwa's testimony from yesterday. I was on my way back, away from the stage to the backstage exit. There was something like a little window there. That's how I saw it. She went from the stage to the backstage exit. A perfect description of this route along the ceiling. Lamirwa knew of this because her partner of her part in the illusion, but she wasn't the only one who knew. What? Just now in the lobby, Machi told me something. I know if I opening vent, I can leave stage and backstage. He said that? Oh, were you not informed, Prosecutor Gavin? Get fucked. I knew about the Vanishing Act, of course. Yet, I had no idea of the route that would be used. Why didn't that magician tell me? Magicians only reveal details of their acts on a need-to-know basis. They're the bread and butter of a magician's life, you know. Which is why he bound Lamirwa to secrecy. Well, Lamirwa? I am impressed, Mr. Attorney. Machi was right about you. So, what does this mean? Are you saying you used this route above the ceiling? I did. Well, that's that, but I'm still a little confused. Why is that, Your Honor? As I said before. There was very little time between when she disappeared and when she reappeared. 20 seconds, tops. How could she do it so fast? Especially if she stopped to hear the shooter's voice. That's a good question. Can the witness explain this to the court? I cannot. Very well. Mr. Justice? Yes? The vent is in the blueprints, although it's not immediately obvious that it's a vent. It's all up to you. Do your thing. What thing, Your Honor? You need to explain how Lamirwa was able to teleport like she did. Yeah, there's gonna be another testimony. I can tell you with 100% certainty, it is the last testimony of the night. Or I'm throwing your case out with the bathwater. Ugh. Why do I get picked on? It's Lamirwa who isn't going along with the program here. As I have stated before, I am not at liberty to speak of the illusion that night in detail. Then you'll just have to tell us what you can. We'll hear your testimony on this. Mr. Justice, it will be your job to bring the truth out of her. Yes, if you would, please. Right. I feel like a student before finals. Good luck, Apollo! This is a murder trial. Uh-huh! I followed the route exactly as I was instructed. There is an emergency exit in the backstage where a stagehand waited. From there, one can enter the forum on the opposite side from the stage. The plan was for me to move there in 2 minutes. I was on my way when I heard the voice. 2 minutes, you say. The mystery deepens. I suppose it was too much to hope that the judge would come up with something. As does my curiosity. Take it away, Mr. Justice. Right, Your Honor. All I have to do is find the contradiction between what Lamirwa is saying and what we can see plainly in the video. Hey there, Paperette. It's court time. I figured it out already. I am a magician, after all. Well, tell me. Not a chance. I can't reveal another magician's secrets. Come on. Hey, you're supposed to be on my side here. Okay. Enter the forum on the opposite side from the stage. The plan was me for to move there in 2 minutes. Okay, let's press this because I want to hear more about this part. 2 minutes? Yes, it can be done in 1 minute if you are running. Running? In that cramped, dark tunnel above the ceiling? Hey, we're there we go. We're gonna get an answer about this. Haha, Mr. Attorney, have you forgotten? Dark or lit, it makes no difference to me. That's true, but it's still cramped. I want an answer about the cramped part. How did she run if she was crouched over? So you're saying that on the night of the concert you made the trip in 2 minutes? Yes, though I nearly didn't make it in time. You see, I stopped halfway. Lamirwa disappears on the video for 20 seconds, but she says she made the trip in 2 minutes. How? If you want my professional opinion, I'll bet the answer's right there in that video. Well, Mr. Justice, perhaps you have some evidence for us? Something that can explain the discrepancy between the video and her testimony? Oh. Evidence explaining the discrepancy? I'm sure I have evidence. Let's proceed. There's one piece of evidence that explains the discrepancy between the video and the testimony. Hmm. I feel like I have to watch this fucking video. Give me this. Hold it! Hold it. Can I skip ahead? Okay. Give me a closer shot of Lamirwa. Please. Yeah, there we go. Look, her brooch is not on her. Right? That's such a quick shot. Yeah, no, okay. There we go. Zoom in and enhance, yeah. Take that?
Take that!
Lamirwa, do you happen to remember this brooch? Aha, the brooch. We saw that yesterday, did we not? It was found at the scene, Your Honor. And you're bringing this up now? Why? I thought we had already determined when that was dropped. So did I, but we hadn't. Take another look at that video. Please, no lyrics? Okay. Good. I didn't want to have to read those again. Crime your mod's bullying me. Here you can see she's wearing the brooch. So she is. Let's look a bit later. Also, what was that on the bottom there when that froze? That was weird. I'm just like... There was like a little like thing over in this corner. What was... okay, what? I'm gonna have to go look at my VOD. I'm gonna make a mark. What? The brooch, it's gone. What? Or what? Yes, the brooch disappeared in the short space of 20 seconds. And it takes a full minute to run from the stage to the backstage. Which means there can be only one explanation. The Lamirwa we see before the Vanishing Act and the Lamirwa we see after are two different people. What? What? The brooch was found on the floor at the crime scene. And not just on the floor, but on the floor directly beneath the air vent. Lamirwa, tell me, did you drop the brooch on your way from the stage to the backstage? At the very moment you witnessed the crime? Yes, I think I did. Wait, are there two Lamirwas now? Order! Prosecutor Gavin. From your expression, I gather you had no idea this was the case, Herr Judge. I, of course, knew about it. Why didn't you fucking say shit? What? Don't get me wrong, I wasn't hiding it. It just never occurred to me that the switch and the shooting took place at the same time. So, I was right? There was a switch? There was. Just before the stage's tower rose, Lamirwa was replaced. Well, we're on the subject. Just who was this replacement? Lamirwa. Why? Ah, the man behind the illusion, Valent Gramarye. It was Gramarye? That's quite the illusion, but I still don't get one thing. Yes? The switch happened before the tower rose, correct? Gramarye. That's right. But this, fake Lamirwa is still singing. And she's pretty good. That's true. Come on, Apollo. That's an easy one. They were just playing a recording. The Gaviniers aren't some kind of air guitar band, Fraulein. Oh? You mean I'm wrong? When we play a show live, we play live, no recordings. Perhaps you can explain, Lemirwa? Very well. Yes, do tell, and add it to your testimony. I had to keep singing, even when I moved. Hold it! Hold it! Please. There we go. You were singing? Yes. Mr. Gavin expressed a dislike for recordings. So I used this. Wait, so you were singing the whole time? Even when you were crawling above the stage toward the backstage? Why should it matter where I sing? When everywhere I go is the same darkness. But if you were singing while you were walking... That's right. Wouldn't the shooter and victim have heard? She was singing right over their heads after all. That is right. Are you sure? You'd have to be pretty hard of hearing to miss someone singing in the ceiling. Once again, we come back to the state of the scene of the crime. What state? Ah, I know what he means. That old speaker, Apollo. The speaker? That speaker was blaring at the time of the murder. Oh, sorry. That speaker was blaring at the time of the murder. That's for monitoring the stage from this room. Monitoring? It pipes in a real-time feed from the stage microphones. Useful for knowing when your set is coming up. Satisfied. That dressing room was fitted with a large speaker playing a direct feed from the stage. At my request, actually. So, Lemirwa singing in the ceiling. Sounded just like Lemirwa singing over the speaker. Wouldn't there be a delay? Or maybe not. Ingenious. Her voice was hidden by her voice. Lemirwa? I have just remembered something. Do tell. When I heard the noise, the gunshots, yes? It startled me, so I stopped singing. What? I forgot the words I was supposed to sing. The song stopped? Thankfully, it was at the very beginning of the second verse, so not many would notice. Forehead. That mixing board I lent you, where is it? The mixing, huh? That machine, Apollo, the one that breaks music into tracks. Oh, this. I'd completely forgotten about it. I hadn't. I was waiting for this. Let's take a listen.
Carrie. Time to listen to the music 700 more times.
Sugar, sugar. Oh, that night. In your embrace. When you stole away the keys. My heart held on to so tight. Pleasure. I can't believe I have to fucking read this again. Fleeting melody. The song does stop there. It does? I must have missed it.
Enhance.
Enhance, yeah. Look at the lyric sheet at the top of the second verse. See where it says pleasure, pleasure? Now listen again. No! When you stole away the keys, my heart held on to so tight. Pleasure.
SSGPOU003.
Okay, so say pleasure twice.
Clavier music has killed me.
Repeating a word twice is just lazy. This is evidence indeed. I believe we are guilty of making a terrible mistake. The crime didn't happen during the third set. It happened during the second, during Lemirwa's ballad. If that is true, then no one on stage during the second set could have been the shooter. Which means that Darian Crescent could have done it. He wasn't on stage for the second set. Well, Prosecutor Gavin? Fascinating. I don't believe I've ever seen a trial turned around quite so thoroughly. Turnabout! Yet one problem remains. What's that, Prosecutor Gavin? Herr Forehead's theory does have a certain kind of logic to it. Yet it is entirely based upon Lemirwa's testimony. Yes, is there a problem with this? Well, it's quite simple, though it pains me to say it. What if she's lying to protect the defendant?
Objection!
But you have no proof. All I'm saying is that the truth is yet unclear. Until we hear directly from the man himself. The man you don't mean... yes. Though he is a friend and band member, Darian Crescent must take the stand. I see no other way. As someone with a new perspective on the case? As a suspect, to be frank. Finally, the rat's coming out of his hole! No, this is the end of this case for now. I'm pretty sure. There's not another testimony today. And I'm ready to catch him. Darian Crescent, get ready for justice. I hate how he capitalizes his name. This is as good of a time as any to pause for a brief recess. The prosecution will summon the witness. Have him here and ready by the time we begin. I'm the last man who needs to be reminded of what his duties are. Very well. Court is adjourned for a 15-minute recess. Or a 24-hour recess, technically. To be continued.